Hey everyone, how's it going? Henry is back and welcome to another fascinating aviation talk. For today, we're going to be talking about the new Canadian drone regulations that have just been announced a few days ago for this upcoming summer, June 1st, 2019. Let's take a look over what we know so far about the new regulations and what you can do today to make sure that you are not left behind when the site crashes the day it comes out because everyone wants to get their certificates. So basically what the new regulations are is that in some ways they're more relaxed and in others they're the inverse. They're very strict in some aspects. Let's break the new regulations down section by section and let's see what you have to do if you're already a commercial operator and what sections you need to know the most. Alright, so the new regulations, basically the two biggest parts is that you A, have to register your drone now if you fly commercially or not, and B, you need to be certified to fly your drone, whether you're certified or not, at least 14 years old, right? So basically what it is that there's three new sections, all right, of certifications. You can basically get the basic pilot certificate, you can get the advanced pilot certificate, or you can get the wonderful new flight review certificate. So three sections, three different areas. Where do you have to fit? Let's find out. All right, under the new regulations, you're gonna have to register each and every drone that you fly, whether if you fly it commercially or if you just fly for fun. All right, so you need to register your drone online on Transport Canada's website, $5 a drone. Bring your Visa cards, sponsor. And and then you have to take your registration number and put it on your drone. There's a guide on Transport Canada's website that helps you show you where to place it, how to place it. And yeah, you put it on your drone just like an airplane pretty much. Besides that, there are also pilot certification requirements that you need now. So there's three different sections of certifications. There's the basic pilot certification, there's the advanced pilot certification, and then there's the flight reviewer certification. So basically basic, you just want to fly, especially if you want to just fly for fun. Advanced, if you're flying more complex operations near airports, things like that. And of course, the wonderful flight review. Kind of like flight instructor, you're allowed to review with others, make sure that they stay up to standards, etc. All right, so let's take a look at the three different certifications and what they all mean, what are they, and which one would you need for your specific operation. All right, let's start with basic operations. So this is pretty much everyone who flies a drone now. Transport Canada really weirds this odd, just bear with me. If you meet all three of these conditions, you're conducting basic operations. You don't have a choice. You fly it in uncontrolled airspace. If, you fly it more than 30 meters, 100 feet horizontally from bystanders. You never fly it over bystanders 100 feet. I'm sorry, Transport Canada really words this odd. Okay, so basically, if you meet all three of these conditions, you're conducting basic operations. You fly it in uncontrolled airspace, Class G, and you fly it more than 30 meters, 100 feet horizontally from bystanders. You never fly it over bystanders, aka the 100-foot rule, which is, yeah, 100 feet away. Sorry, Transport Canada really weirded that weird. That's a quote from their site. Yeah, so basically, if you're flying at all in Canada in uncontrolled airspace, you are a basic operator. With that being said, note you're not allowed to fly near airports and or heliports and or pretty much anywhere where aircraft operate. So it's still the basic rules in the sense that you stay away from airports. The exact requirements and everything else are on Transport Canada's website. Take a look. And there's some rules that you have to follow. So again, you have to register your drone. You have to pass the basic operations exam on Transport Canada's website. That is $10 per try. And then of course you have to follow the rules. So the Canadian air regulations, or as we say in aviation, CARs, they're going to be updated soon. You can take a look at them online. Highly encourage it. Again, they can be changed, but they are currently in the Gazette. At this time, if you still need insurance and if you still need a spotter, this is for commercial pilots, by the way, that's still unsure. Some people say that they've contacted Transport Canada and they say you technically no longer need a spotter. However, if you are still flying with an FPV, you do. However, that's gonna be announced more in the next few months. If you know something, let us know below. All right, so that's basic operations. Advanced operations certificate. Let's take a look at this guy now. So this one's a little bit harder to get. So for this one, you're gonna have to fly a flight review after you've passed your advanced operations certificate exam. So you have your exam, review, register your drones, you're all set. Basically what this entails is, reading off of Transport Canada's website again, if you have any of these conditions and or meet any of them, you are conducting an advanced operation, so stay tuned. If you want to fly in a controlled airspace, so A, B, C, D, E, F, anything but uncontrolled, right? If you want to fly over bystanders, which is a very interesting thing indeed, because under current regulations, everything else you need the 100-foot buffer. So reading that now, that's a really interesting thought, because we'll go into that in a second. And if you want to fly within 30 meters measured horizontally of bystanders, which again, you think that they contradict themselves, but they actually don't. So what it means that if you want to fly over bystanders, you technically are allowed to under advanced. However, if it's like an advertised event, like a concert or something, you technically still need an SFOC. So Transport Canada is still trying to work that out right now. But it's nice to see that they are loosening on those rules. All right, so for both certifications so far, you still need to make sure, like your SFOC, that you have them on your person, that you can show them, look, I'm a basic or advanced operator, this is my job, I'm safe, I know how to fly. And of course, the last one, flight reviewer, so basically meaning that you can become a flight reviewer. You can take the exam online and request access through Transport Canada, meaning that you can be that flight reviewer for those advanced operators, and you can make money off it, right? Like you can work for a flight school, you can get your examination requirements. You're basically like a flight instructor, but now you're being certified by Transport Canada. So all these guys, I'm not quite sure about the flight reviewer, they have a recurrence of 2 years. So they basically, it's kind of like a pilot's license in the sense that it lapses. I don't have to renew mine for 10 years, woo! But basically how it works is that there's 3 ways to stay current. Every 2 years you need to have a flight review. You need to write a Transport Canada exam again, so knowledge requirements, or the one that I actually recommend the most is attend a Transport Canada safety seminar. So basically, as a PPL myself, a private pilot, every 2 years I have to pretty much do the same thing. We have to rewrite our, I think it's P-STAR exams. You can get a flight review, or you can go to a Transport Canada safety seminar. And basically what these are is that you can look on Transport Canada's website, and they happen every month around your province, wherever you're located, or territory. And what they are is that they basically bring up issues, you know, so like pilot safety, things like that. You sit for an hour or two, you can talk to other pilots. It's really interesting. And then at the end, you get your logbook stamped saying so-and-so's attended this seminar. It's really interesting experience. I highly encourage you to go. Heck, even if you aren't lapsing, just go have fun. No, but it's really interesting, right? Because they're talking about SMS, safety management systems. They're talking about Transport Canada regulations. It's really interesting, and you can talk one-on-one with somebody from Transport Canada. All right, last but not least, micro drones. So basically 250 grams and under, you don't need a basic pilot certificate, and you don't need to register insurance, anything like that. Basically, it's just common sense. Don't be stupid. Don't fly them near airports, and please stay safe. Okay, next section is a quick reminder for the rules. So besides the Transport Canada stuff, I have some other stuff here by the side. So on Transport Canada's website, they do remind you to follow the relevant sections of the criminal code, including offenses against air or maritime safety, breaking and entering, and mischief. So this also leads into your province's Trespass Act to make sure you aren't doing anything suspicious. Laws related to voyeurism and privacy, so don't be silly, protect your, I'm not going to finish that. And of course, your local bylaws. So your local bylaws do take precedent. For example, in Toronto, if you're trying to do a commercial operations and you need $5 million worth of liability insurance, you have to follow their rules, not just Transport Canada's. All right, so Transport Canada's is the base, and local bylaws, you have to be up to those as well. All right, again, these rules don't come into effect until June 1st, 2019. However, that is coming up fast. It's already 2019. That is pretty cool. That is. But yeah, it's really interesting. Of course, things are definitely subject to change right now. With that being said, things are still in the Gazette. You can read all this online. Again, the old rules are still in effect. So currently, right now is January, you still need an SFOC to fly commercially, but it's really interesting to see Transport Canada trying to one up, trying to get back into the curve, you know. One thing that I should mention though is something out of a really big controversy right now is one of the rules in advanced operating certificates. That's what I'm currently going for. I already passed my exams and registered my drones. Woo! It's kind of funny because the school that I'm just getting flight reviewed by, they're still waiting on their stuff for Transport Canada, so things are still new, but if you want to hire me, please. But yeah, something really interesting is that under the advanced operations is that you need to have, if you want to have an advanced operation such as flying in controlled airspace, doing the things in your bystanders, things like that, you need to follow a certain list on Transport Canada of advanced drones that are approved. So this list is called the RPAS Safety Assurance Program. So basically it's a list of approved drones that are Transport Canada approved to fly in advanced operations. RPAS, by the way, means remotely piloted aircraft systems. Okay, it's like UAS, UAV, drone, it's Transport Canada, RPAS, whatever. So basically, yeah, so the issue with this is that on these advanced drones, this list, most of these drones are like $30,000 plus. So that it's really for mid-sized to lower-sized operators, it's a real big issue because X amount of Ontario is covered by airports, right? Like if you live southern area of Canada, a lot of your airspace is taken up by airports. With that being said, the good news is that operators are working with Transport Canada to get their lists on this, to get their drones on this list. That's going to be a separate YouTube video that I'm going to record right after this one. Stay tuned for that one. And the nice thing about that is that hopefully you don't have to buy a $20,000, $30,000 drone to fly 4 kilometers near an airport. Anyways, that is again for a different video entirely. Again, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Again, this is kind of like the basic new rules that we know so far. If you have any questions, comments, etc., leave them below. Just put them down. Like and subscribe if you want more, because I always love talking about aviation to you, everyone out there, you wonderful people. And as always, fly safe, happy landings, and see you soon. Thanks, everyone.